Vinyl community, welcome back. This is HubTunes. I am Mike. What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Um, Doing something different today. I'm gonna do like a viewers questions because I get a lot of questions and I answer I answer every I respond to all my comments and I try to. YouTube's notification system is not the best, but I do try and respond to all comments in some form. I don't get a super amount, so it doesn't take it's not a big deal. But I do get a lot of questions, and I always respond to those questions. But I thought I'd address some of them. So I got 5 questions that I get asked probably the most. What did I? Okay, first one, and this is since I started doing this, I get asked this at least once a month. My record dividers. Everyone asks me, where did you buy those? Guys, simplest project you've ever seen in your life. I went to a used record place, charity shop, got some crappy 10-cent records, 50-cent records, whatever they are. I pull them out about halfway, and then I take some monkey glue and I stick them in there, and a little arts and crafts project is born. And then I just put the letter on there. This is one of these days I'm going to pull one out and find like a beautiful record that I probably shouldn't have done this to. But yeah, that's what I do. In fact, you know what I need to do? And it works perfect because they slide right in there. What I need to do is, so you guys can see that. I need to do it for my jazz. I just need to go buy 27 records. So I need to do that. But super easy. I learned that. I think somebody in the VC actually showed me that they did that. But that's where I get them. I make them. I love them. I think they came out great. And cheaper than buying those dividers online. Those things are so expensive. I mean, I think Vinyl Storage Solution sells them, and I think they're like $50 for like one set. So I do want to get some more custom ones. Maybe like, because I do separate my records into. That's another question I get a lot is how do you separate your records? I do most everything on this main wall. I have more cubes over here that's all jazz. I have 8 cubes over there that's all jazz, and then over here on the table I have my Music Matters and Tone Poets, and then underneath on the table I have all my Japanese pressings. Otherwise, everything else gets pretty much thrown in, mixed up, rock, punk, new wave, whatever. It all goes into one section. Unless it's a really nice pressing. I do keep my Impulse records all together because I think it looks really cool on the shelf with the orange and black. That's the only reason I do that. I have my Mofis. I keep my Mofis right here. I keep those all in one section. But I do I keep my psychedelic records, most of my like weird different psychedelic records, I keep them separate, and I'd kind of like to get some maybe a custom divider for those. But otherwise, yeah, that's all I do. Pretty cool. Try it, you guys. It's a great, cheap crafting project for you to do. The other question I get, Mofis. Are you still in on Mofi? After all of that crap and those 2 videos and all those views and all those nasty comments, yes, I'm still in on Mofi. I have probably about 100. I probably have about 150 of them. I'm out on the one steps. I think, unless, well, first of all, I'm not interested in any of them. The Eagles, meh. There is one Eagles I kind of want. I want one of these Knights. But it's expensive. I don't need it. I'm not the biggest Eagles fan, but that's my favorite Eagles record. Van Halen, I wasn't in on I like those Van Halens, but I don't know. I'm certainly not going to buy a one step of them. I know there's a Bitches Brew one step coming out. Possible I would get that, but I really have no need for it because I already have the Mofi of it from a couple years ago. There's a Sketches of Spain from Miles Davis, Mofi coming out. I don't need it. So I'm still in on Mofi. I think their product is top notch. It's definitely the best digital sounding records on the market. They blow away Music on Vinyl. Music on Vinyl does a nice job. Some of them, those pressings are good. They're all pretty solid. A couple of them are hit or miss, but the Mofi sound much better. So I'm still in on Mofi. I'll continue to buy them. So I get that question a lot. I get, what's your favorite Grateful Dead record? I get that a lot. This is my favorite Grateful Dead record. I love Working Man's Dead. That's probably my second favorite. There's some days it's probably my favorite. But Blues for Allah, this is my favorite. I love when the jazzy Dead come to life. I absolutely love it. This is actually a test pressing of, it's a mobile fidelity test pressing of Blues for Allah. It's not even numbered. It's supposed to be numbered, but anyway, yeah, my favorite Grateful Dead record. I love Franklin's Tower, Music Never Stopped. And then the jams on here, King Solomon's Marvels is great. Garcia's guitar work on here is terrific. Love American Beauty and Working Man's Dead, but yeah, this is probably my go-to favorite Grateful Dead record. And what else? Favorite jazz album. People ask me about that. Or favorite jazz artist. My favorite jazz artist, it's Herbie Hancock. I love Herbie Hancock. I love his piano playing. I like early Herbie Hancock. Headhunters, I get it. I understand why it's so popular. And it's got some cool stuff on it, but it's not my favorite era of Herbie. I've seen Herbie live about 4 or 5 times, and the best time was when it was just him and a grand piano, and then he had a little horn play. He had a trumpet player come out, and he had a drummer come out. But man, it was great, absolutely phenomenal. This is my favorite Herbie Hancock record, Inventions and Dimensions. I love this record. Fantastic. Paul Chambers on bass, Chuo Martinez and Willie Bobo. Fantastic record. You guys, if you don't know this record, highly recommend it. It's wonderful. But that's my favorite jazz artist. Lee Morgan is probably number 2, and some days it might even be more, it might be number 1. But here comes my cat again. I can't make a video lately without this cat being in my lap. Who have you not seen live? You guys, I do a lot of concert review series. I love going to concerts. I've been going to concerts since I was 12 years old. Okay, come up. And I love going to concerts. I go to concerts usually alone. My partner will go to some with me, but overall, I prefer to just go to concerts alone. That's the way I enjoy it. But maybe I'm weird, but I love it. So I do. You guys can go into the playlist and see the concert review series. There's probably, I'm probably up to 25 reviews, and more to come. Trust me. I got like 3 concerts in the next 3 weeks. So, but I get asked a lot. Who's your biggest regret that you never saw? And I actually did a video about this too. Because somebody was like, well, who haven't you seen? And I made a video, it's in that playlist, of all the bands that I should have seen. I had the opportunity to see and didn't. But this is by far the number 1, and it is Ray Charles. I had the opportunity to see Ray Charles before he passed away, and I did not go, and I regret it. I regret it so much. Genius and soul equals jazz. This is a terrific record. If you guys don't have this, pick it up. It is Ray Charles at his finest. It's an Analog Productions release from a few years ago, and it is absolutely wonderful. That's probably my biggest regret of an artist that I had an opportunity to see and didn't pull the trigger and go. So that's 5 questions. I get asked quite a bit, actually. The divider question I get constantly. So now you know. Just go buy a bunch of. You could probably just buy the shittiest records in the store and just do a little arts and crafts project. You guys, hope you're well. Stay good. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.